Folks, I'll admit, I'm feeling emotional right now. Americans across the country, regardless of political party, are coming together like never before, rejecting Donald Trump in unprecedented numbers. Right now, the momentum is with the pro-democracy community, and Trump's worst nightmare is becoming a reality as his latest actions continue to backfire at the worst possible time for him. So today, I want to share with you some of my favorite viral TikToks from the past few days from these incredibly patriotic Americans. My name is Brett Meiselas here with the MeidasTouch Network. Please hit subscribe now and help us get to 3.5 million subscribers. Let's dive right in. This 44-year-old woman says that she just voted Democrat for the first time in her life. Watch.
I am 44 years old, and for the first time in my life, try not to cry, I just voted Democrat. I am proof that people can change. I used to be part of a very high demand religion, and I didn't think for myself most of my adult life. Leaving that religion has completely changed my life for the better and helped me to be able to figure out who the hell I am without it and to think for myself. And I'm just really proud of myself and what I did today. Having a son in the LGBTQ community, having 2 daughters, like, this was for them. I mean, it's for me, of course, because this is what I want. Like, I can look at them in the eyes and tell them that I did not vote against them. For that, I am just really proud of myself, and just wanted to share that.
And we are seeing a ton of this right now. Here's another lifelong Republican who just voted for Kamala Harris, his first time voting blue in his entire life. Watch.
Lifelong Republican here who just voted blue for the first time in their life. You know what's funny about me doing this? I literally had a conservative talk show in Nashville at one point. Yeah. I used to get on the radio and talk Republican conservative politics. And I was good at it, by the way. I should point that out. And this year was the first year I voted blue. I'm honestly kind of surprised at myself that I even was able to do it. And the reason is because of Trump. 100%. As soon as Trump entered the party, I left. Why? Because he said a long time ago that if he was going to win presidency, it would be as a Republican. Guy wasn't even pro-life until he got into the chart. He wasn't even pro-life until he became president. The guy's a con man. If you've read anything from him, you know this. He loves 2 things: money and power. Money and power. Money and power. Money and power. And he knows that the MAGA people are so stupid that they're going to give it to him again.
This woman's father, another lifelong Republican, is also voting for Vice President Harris.
My dad, a retired firefighter, former lifeguard, church-going man, raised 4 daughters, registered Republican, Right to Life Party his entire life. I had to pick him up from the hospital today after he had a minor surgery yesterday. On our way home, somehow we ended up wading into politics, which we never do. It's unheard of in my family because my sisters and I love my dad, but we don't want to lose him by having those conversations. A few blocks from his house, he turns to me and he says, yeah, for the first time in my life, I'm having to vote Democrat. And I almost missed the turn to his house. He said that he was tired of the extremism and the hate. He was tired of working people being cut down and not getting their fair share. He was tired of seeing all of the struggles of those around him, and that he definitely didn't want the rights of his daughters to be taken away. And I'm in shock, but I feel really happy.
This next creator shared a story about her grandpa Bob, a former 2-time Trump voter who voted for Kamala Harris. Let me show you these photos that they shared. They write the following. This is my 90-year-old grandpa Bob. He proudly flew a MAGA flag and wore the hat and voted for him twice. Yesterday, he proudly voted for Kamala Harris in Nebraska and for Democrats for the first time in his entire life. Thank you, Grandpa Bob, for your service. This is so incredible, and we are really seeing so much of this right now. I mean, this is absolutely unprecedented. Let me show you this next one. This Puerto Rican woman, interviewed by Don Lemon, actually switched her vote. She was going to vote Trump, and now she is voting for Kamala Harris. Watch this.
Are you Puerto Rican?
Yes, I am.
You are. Did anything that happened at Madison Square Garden last week?
Yes. Yes, it did affect. Yes, it did affect my decision a lot.
What was it like to hear that Puerto Rico is floating garbage in the ocean?
It was horrible because it is not true. It is nice for them to go on vacation, I bet, to my island and enjoy the beautiful people all over there in the culture. But you're going to call us trash? How much have we contributed? Because my people go to war just like every other American citizen here in the United States.
You are American citizens.
Yes.
You're not immigrants.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like every other American citizen here, we all go to war.
The MAGA folks, the Trump folks are saying, oh, it's a joke. It's not a big deal. It's
no,
not
it's
making
not a joke. That was not a joke.
Were you leaning towards him before this?
I would say yes.
And now?
No.
You think it's going to make a difference in the election?
Yes, it's going to make a difference.
Do you think that the Puerto Rican community could
yes, absolutely
decide who's going to be president?
Yes. As a female, we were already leaning more towards Kamala when it has to do with women's rights. So now you just pushed us even more. Now you pushed the Puerto Rican women even more.
You said you were leaning towards him to vote, and now you're like, Wow.
I didn't want to say so, but no, he doesn't have my vote.
Thank you.
This next couple from White Right, Texas is voting for Kamala Harris, and they found some others in their neighborhood who are doing the same.
I went to White Right and I found somebody that likes our people.
There you go.
Vote blue.
You bet.
From White Right, Texas.
There you go. White Right, Texas.
Thank you very much. Y'all have a good day. Remember, you're not alone in Texas.
There you go.
It's just blue.
That's right.
And one pattern I'm seeing is that people are getting very emotional after they place their votes. I mean, this just means so much to them and frankly, so much to the entire world.
Finally, it took me until today to be able to actually go and cast my vote because I knew it would make me ugly cry in my car. Today I voted for my friends and family of color. I voted for my LGBTQIA plus family and friends. I voted for my daughter. I voted for women's rights. And most of all, I voted for joy. Because every time I see Kamala Harris's face, it brings me joy. We need that joy in our lives. Please go vote. Go vote like your life depends on it, because it does.
And this next woman from North Dakota was also overcome with emotion after placing her vote for Kamala Harris. Watch this.
So I just got done with voting in North Dakota. It took me an hour to get through the line in North Dakota. I mean, the state will still go for Trump, but I haven't seen lines like this since Obama ran. I'm not gonna lie, after I filled out the ballot, I sat there for a moment and just kind of took it in. Just looking at Harris's name on the ballot. And just thinking back over all the years of my life being told that a woman could never be president, and all of the marches that I have been in over my lifetime. And this has been, I mean, I have been going to marches since in the 70s, and every single right that we have gotten, we have had to fight and struggle for. And I am I think I truly believe she's gonna win. And I really had got to the point where I didn't think I would see a woman president in my lifetime. And this is a really emotional day. Really emotional day.
Man, I'm getting emotional just watching these. I don't know about you. I'm telling you. Do you feel it? I feel it. This next woman from Santa Fe, New Mexico says how pathetic it is that Trump visited her state the other day and wasn't even allowed to leave the tarmac because he still owes the state hundreds of thousands of dollars from past rallies in unpaid bills. Watch.
I live in Santa Fe, kind of obviously from the decor here, and I am so giggly at watching Trump at the Albuquerque airport because he decided he was going to come to Albuquerque. And Albuquerque said, no, you owe us hundreds of thousands of dollars. You have not paid your bill, which he never pays his bill. So no, we're not going to give you a space, and we're not going to get the police to help you to have a rally here. And so he's stuck on the tarmac. Like, they won't even let him into the city. They won't let him leave the tarmac. It's so sad, pathetic.
This Gen Z creator has a message about voting and what it means for the other people in your life. Check this out.
Would you look your grandma in the face and say, I don't give a about anything you've been through? Or better yet, would you look your kid in the face and say, I don't give a about anything that you will go through? That's essentially what you're doing when you don't vote. I hope y'all realize this does matter. If it didn't matter, there wouldn't be people at the polls trying to intimidate people's grandparents. Here today in Florida, an 18-year-old was arrested for wielding a machete at people at the poll trying to place their votes. This matters. If it didn't matter, the state of Virginia wouldn't be actively right now today, X amount of days away from the election, actively trying to purge their voter rolls. Voting is just being grown. It's part of your responsibilities. Everybody want to be grown until it's time to do grown people. It's more to being grown than just playing house. You have to go do your civic duties. This matters. This can have effects on generations to come. Today, right now, there are people trying to blow up ballot drop boxes. Why? Because this matters. Everything matters. Y'all realize that it's only been about 59 years or so since black people have had the federal right to vote, basically. The Voting Act didn't come out until 1965. So think about that.
This next guy says he's wearing his Harris Walls hat everywhere he goes in his red state, and he doesn't care who gets mad.
Yes, I walk everywhere with my Harrison Walls hats, just like Trump supporters wear their MAGA hat. I don't care who's watching or who's mad, because we're not going back.
This woman thinks it's pretty obvious who she's voting for.
Who are you voting for? Who are you voting for? I just kissed my girlfriend goodbye and then got in our Subaru to go vote. Who do you think I'm voting for?
This next guy said that he felt a rush after voting for Vice President Kamala Harris. Check this out.
I just casted my vote for Kamala Harris. Man, does anybody else feel just like such a rush when they vote? Like I feel like a rush of just like power and like responsibility and like excitement. And like I was just like standing in line so giddy. Cause like when Obama became president, I was in 8th grade, 7th grade, so I couldn't vote. But to be able to vote for a black woman is just so awesome. And yeah, it just feels good. It's a good day. My app just got approved in the App Store. I just voted. Like, let's go.
This woman has a message to Trump voters. Watch this.
I have one more thing to say about Donald Trump in the election today. If you're still voting for Donald Trump in the year 2024, you either lack critical thinking skills or you lack empathy. And both of those things disqualify you from being a part of my life personally. Because when you're being presented with facts, incited sources, and videos of him saying and doing things, and you either just don't care or you call it fake news, it's actually maddening. It's maddening. And then on the empathy side of things, those are your neighbors, your colleagues, people in your community, and you just don't give a about them? How can you be so hateful? Just like, it will never ever make sense to me, truly.
This next woman and her friends said they just, well, threw out the garbage. Check this out.
So, we just came from throwing out the garbage.
This next woman is dedicated and understands the stakes of this election. She spent $700 of her own money to fly back to her home state in Georgia to vote for Kamala Harris. Watch.
I spent $700 of my own dollars to buy a plane ticket to fly back to Georgia to cast my vote for Kamala Harris because I ain't f***ing around about our rights, babe. Okay? I'm not f***ing around about women's rights. I'm not f***ing around about the rights of queer folks, trans folks, people of color, immigrants, children sitting in public schools, our democracy. Okay? I'm here for it. And you may be wondering to yourself, Rebecca, why didn't you just order an absentee ballot? I did, babes. I did. So I'm gonna get on 2 soapboxes real quick. First one, I don't find it at all surprising that Georgia, who was trying with every grasp that they have to keep Georgia a red state, is all of a sudden having issues with absentee ballots. I'm not surprised. When I called the Georgia Democratic hotline, they told me that they have fielded hundreds of phone calls like mine. My ballot, or my absentee ballot application, was received in very early, like the October 4th. My ballot should have been mailed out on the 7th. I called, I said 2 weeks later, I still haven't received it. Okay? So this is for you, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Why? Why all of a sudden? I've absentee balloted, or absentee voted for the last like 4 elections. Why all of a sudden this time around are we now having issues getting ballots out? The second thing I want to say, women are incredible. Okay, when I have told some of my friends and people that I'm flying home so that I can vote for Kamala Harris in the state of Georgia, a massive battleground state, the amount of women that have said to me, how can I support you? I have one female colleague who's picking me up, taking me to the airport. I have another girlfriend who's staying and watching my dogs in my house for free. My mom and my aunt are picking me up. I'm staying with my sister, and she's driving us to the polls. Another one of my colleagues is gonna pick me up from the airport and bring me back to my house. And if not that, then I've had women say to me, I mean, just countless words of encouragement and appreciation. But let's not miss the fact that I'm able to spend $700 on a plane ticket because I work a job that I am qualified for based on the 2 degrees that I put myself through college to earn. I'm not stepping aside as that ass Harrison Bucker said women should do. I didn't put myself through school to serve in the home. And this is no tea, no shade to the women that choose to do that. The point that I'm saying is choose. Men like that don't want to give women a choice. They don't want women like me and women like you to have jobs and have careers and have income and have resources to make your voice heard. So this is just a reminder that the patriarchy is trying very, very hard to suppress women. And I'm not necessarily saying that this is targeted suppression at me because I'm a woman. I just want you to think bigger picture, okay? The Harrison Butkers and the J.D. Vances and that ass pastor who went all viral for saying that women should not have the 19th Amendment should be revoked and women should not have the right to vote. Their voice should be heard in their husband's vote. And if they don't have a husband, then their father or their brother or their uncle's vote. This is a message to those men. Here's another message to the women who have not deconstructed their own internalized misogyny. Babes, we welcome you to our side whenever. We will welcome you with open arms. Come with your questions, come with an open mind, come with critical thinking. Please, please, please deconstruct in your head that men are better, men are more powerful, men deserve more than you do, because it's simply not true. Big picture though, I want you to hear me. The point of this is so that I can hopefully encourage another woman specifically who has equal or maybe fewer obstacles to please, please, please get out and vote. It matters. It matters if you're in a blue state. It matters if you're in a red state. It matters if you're in a swing state. Please, please, please get out and vote. Now, if you will excuse me, I need to leave for the airport in about an hour and a half, and I still have not packed. Why? Because I have ADHD, and my brain told me last night at about 11:30, now's as good a time as ever to paint your nails. And y'all know this is a process, okay? One thing about me though, I'm gonna come to the function on brand. So you best believe we got rid of the brown for this Kamala Harris blue.
This next guy is calling on men across the country to join him in supporting Kamala Harris.
The #1 story in America is Donald Trump saying he's going to protect women whether they like it or not. Understandably, a lot of women are upset about this. And I want to know is, where are the men who hate the hate against women? Because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I know I'm not the only one. Donald Trump's campaign right now is crying about Pennsylvania, where in early voting, more women are voting than men. I wish that men would step up, but the Trump campaign is begging for men to step up and saying, oh, if you don't vote, Kamala's gonna win. Here's the thing. We know that they're alienating women with their hate. what I don't think they can possibly comprehend is not only their lack of awareness about that, about their misogyny, but it's that men like me hate men like them. He will never have my vote. I will work night and day. I will give every last breath to see them defeated because of their hatred, because I care about women. I know I'm not the only man that feels that way, and that's what they don't understand. They're losing a huge other chunk of the population that people are, I think, blinded to, because unfortunately, there are too many men that have fallen under his spell. We gotta rally. We gotta rally the folks who give a damn, who care. We gotta rally the folks who hate hate and who are choosing love and progress and a better future for this country. So if you're like me, please join me. Please make your voice heard at the ballot box. I've already done so. I'm doing my best to encourage everybody else to do their part. And let's end this thing, man. Let's end this thing now and forever. Let's go.
And finally, I love this video that Vice President Harris posted of her speaking with some kids at a basketball gym in Philadelphia. Check this out. You just see how genuine she is. Watch.
She is like one of the most motivational people I know. She always picks me up when we are not in our best places.
Yeah.
And she knows what to do. Her name is Coach Hope. And I want to shout her out right now because she is very
Oh, that's wonderful. Will you tell her I said thank you? So now you have the responsibility of going up to her and saying the Vice President asked me to deliver a message. Okay, you're going to do that and you're going to say thank you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and to all of you, I say thank you. I mean what I said. You guys are leaders, and I'm counting on you. And you always surround yourself with the people who know that you are bright, you are smart, you are a leader, okay? I'm going to require that of you. You always know that about yourself, okay?
So Midas Mighty, I'm feeling the momentum here. I don't know about you, but I feel a very good energy right now. Here's what I want you to do. Number 1, vote. Make sure you get to the polls and vote. Number 2, make sure that your friends and your family who are pro-democracy vote. Make sure they get off the couch and get to the polls. I'm telling you, it is so important, and they will listen to you more than they will listen to anyone else, I assure you. Next, here's what I want you to do as well. Let me know which of those videos were your favorite. I love hearing what resonates with you, so please share which of these videos you like best. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe. Help us get to 3.5 million subscribers. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.
Hey Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.